Okay, I've just cut the tape on my fretboard here, and I put this little butt end here on, right? So I've checked it to make sure it's perfectly flush. Right, I want that to be pretty much an invisible joint. I mean, you know, if you really look at it, you'll see it, but you don't want any little black lines staring at you. So what I'm gonna do next is use my binding glue and acetone based glue, and I have a whole bunch of paper tape strips here cut already. You can use any kind of tape that you'd like. Again, there's all kinds of different glues you could use for this. Over the years I've used epoxy, super glue, really just once you get a good way to hold it on with the tape and so on, it hardly makes a difference. But this one is nice and fast. Actually, I kind of like super glue the best, to be honest. Maybe I should use that instead. I'll go ahead and use the acetone. But literally, it's a whimsical choice for me. Anyone would be alright. And what I do is I do about half a strip at a time. Oh, as I say, or half the neck at a time. I'll put it on the binding first because it kind of melts in a little bit. I'll press that on. There's a bit of glue squeeze out. And if I move a bit slow, actually would squeeze out white melted glue, melted binding. So put this tape on, make sure it's centered, and just continue. You have to make sure the binding overhangs either edge of the rosewood. You don't want your binding to slip so that your rosewood edge is exposed on either side. But you definitely don't want it exposed on the underside. Just checking to see where my glue stops, because I have to do the second half. I'm going to raise that up a bit and continue. I'm going to put a few extra bits on here. Me sort of stretching it on and sticking it is all of the pressure that's necessary. And actually, as I'm doing that, a little bit of melted white looking glue is coming out, which means that that glue has actually melted the binding and given you a white squeeze out. And what that means is that that same glue melting into the binding fills any little gaps in the wood, particularly when you're doing the body. It's nice that the glue melting the binding, forming a cream, a binding colored paste, could now do gap filling of any little errors. This glue is quite amazing actually, because everything I just described, that's a lot going on, and that's a lot of good traits happening at the same time. So again, I'm spacing out a little further so that I could move along quickly, and then I'll come back and squeeze it together a little more. Again, I'm checking the bottom edge to make sure there's an overhang. That's the most important thing here. This is going very well so far. I put an extra lot of force down on the end where at the butt joint where it meets that crossways piece that I stuck on earlier. And that is because I want that those two pieces to sort of really merge together. And if that same white glue squeeze out actually merges those pieces together and there's no seam line at all, that's a really good result. Alright, so one more piece and move on to the next side. Actually, I'm going to have to cut some more tape. I used up a lot on this edge. Right. So that's pretty much it. You can see glue squeezed out in between the tape all along. On the back as well. And the overhang is present, so that when I scrape the binding flush, I'm going down to the surface of the wood. And that's it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I'll set this aside for a little while, a day or maybe 2 days, because the inside of the glue joints takes longer to dry than the outside surfaces. And the next thing I'll do on this is scraping it flush and then putting in the sidewall. So this is a dead fretboard. This is an old abandoned one. So what will end up is that this oversized binding will get scraped down top and bottom to meet the edge,